inequalities that color so much of the world do not go away in the workplace. They're present there too. And so it's helpful to talk about them in order to be aware of them and potentially change them.
But the one that comes to mind, the ones that I had the biggest issue with involved misogyny. And it was somebody who had a great deal of power.
When I worked as a public defender, I was working in Nashville, Tennessee, and one of the experiences I had was judges who refused to call me by my name.
Part of what he was doing was sexually harassing women. And some of these women were my friends.
They couldn't say it at first, and then she didn't want to, so she called me Yo-Yo.
And we got census manager from the home office. And he just sexually harassed the woman in the office, and he mostly sexually harassed the intern, which was really hard for me to watch. Because like, oh my god, you're just picking on her because she has the least power.
Power is efficacy in the amount you're able to reach your goals or, have your will. Power is property or the availability to influence. We need to be understanding and constantly examining how power operates in multiple different dimensions that can affect whether you do this thing, what work you do, whether you do that, how you feel as a person with a lot of power. I think it's absolutely essential to be talking about power in an academic context, and really any other context. Power is hierarchy.
Power is the ability to feel safe and to be hopeful.
As much as we try to be objective and evidence-based in academia, inherently we are humans and we are subject to subjectivity. Allow me to use that phrase. And so I think that alters the dynamic that people have with each other.
So yeah, power is a part of everything that we do. When students come to me, it's important for me to let them know I recognize the power that I hold in being an adult and much older and having had more experiences. That they sometimes think I have power that I don't have, and sometimes I need to rectify that.
I think the power absolutely needs to be, it needs to equal the responsibility that you take. I think the only way we can actually start to change the landscape of who's in charge and where there's power is to actually talk about the disparity of power and what that comes from and why that is. When you're able to be a decision maker, when you're privileged to be a decision maker, you need to keep in mind that with that goes a great deal of responsibility. And you affect more lives.
And I did finally, he did something so egregious that I finally called this Lighthouse 1-800 number that the company provided to us so that we could anonymously report harassment. And they definitely talked to him.
I wound up, I guess, being the equivalent of a whistleblower.
She thought it was funny, and then I told her it wasn't. And then we basically had battled off for a month.
Long story short was, he didn't last too much longer in the workplace, and it did not help my career.
I wore her down. I wouldn't respond to anything she said until she used my name.
But in retrospect, it was very much worth it. What he was doing needed to be stopped. And you need to take a little bit of risk sometimes to do the right thing. It's important to do the right thing.